Hello and welcome to the news on NTA International. I am Comfort Fashion. Precious Ozemena is a sign language interpreter. And first, the headlines. President Tinubu applauds the amiable relations with French President Emmanuel Macron and appreciates his interest in Africa. Voting has closed in Ireland's general election, which the two centre-right coalition partners are neck to neck. And flooding triggered by 3 days of heavy rainfall has killed one person and displaced thousands in southern Thailand as more days of rain is expected. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has lauded the amicable relations with French President Emmanuel Macron and appreciated his interest in Africa, expressing confidence that Macron's goodwill would foster stronger bilateral ties that will be beneficial to the entire continent. President Tinubu stated this at a dinner organized in his honor by the French government at the Palais de l'Élysée in Paris. The Nigerian leader encouraged both Nigerian and French citizens to uphold the cordial relationship shared by their nations. First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu accompanied the president to the dinner along with Nigerian government officials, businessmen and the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Regarding Nigeria's economy, President Tinubu clarified that the country has braced up for the future with commitment and optimism, believing that with the courage, Nigeria's development will be sustainable. And President Bola Tinubu's visits and the historic reception in Paris on the invitation of the French president are generating reaction already. Sarah's correspondent Musbao Danwahab is joining us live from Paris. Musbao, over to you.
Thank you so much. It has been an eventful trip for President Bola Tinubu here in Paris, France, on this state visit on the invitation of the president, the host president, like you mentioned, and it was a very busy day yesterday, of course, for the president, starting from the reception, the grand reception for the president, right from the National Military Museum and then to the Élysée Palace, that's the presidential villa of the president of France. And again, a dinner last night for the president, which is generating wide reactions from people across the world. And President Emmanuel Macron displaying his wide knowledge of Nigeria. But for now, let's get some of what's to come for Nigeria from this trip. And we have the senior special assistant to the president on foreign affairs, Ademola Oshodi, with us to tell us some of this gains that we should be expecting. The president has been busy in Paris here, and we've seen some of the engagements he's had with people apart from the president. We have had bilaterals on the sideline. So what do you think Nigerians should be expecting from this visit so far?
Well, it's a very significant visit. It's very important for both countries, especially Nigeria, with seeking for partnership as we reform our economy. It's a very mutually beneficial visit. The first state visit since 24 years. I think Obasanjo was the last person to visit Paris. But the most important aspect is the fact that it's economic. It's bringing attracting a lot of business to Nigeria, multifaceted, diverse, and also cultural promotion. The president has asked and sought after great opportunities for French businessmen, French companies to come and invest in Nigeria, open up the Nigerian economy, and to be received by a very willing and able administration that would listen to their needs and obviously, make them more money.
Right, like you said, French companies were some of the big investors in Nigeria. We've seen them in oil and gas, talking about Total. And of course now, new agreements, supplementary agreements have been signed between Nigeria and fronts, ranging from that of agric and to the financial institutions, and of course some being worked out on solid minerals development. So what does this mean for Nigeria again?
It's great for Nigeria. It gives the country to take advantage of the geopolitical shift that's happening around Africa. France is giving a lot of attention to Nigeria and its opportunities it opens for itself. In agric, the President Tinubu talked about pushing agric support and also this cherished school feeding program that the French agric sector can support, banking. Open up banking opportunities for financial opportunities for Nigerian banks in France. There have been some MOUs signed on that. There's also this solid mineral, which is quite extensive. Opportunity to open up that space. It's been moribund for a while. So the President Tinubu has sought and received a lot of agreement and understanding from the French business community in ensuring that his reforms, economic reforms, assisted, and also the fact that the Nigerian business community coming all the way from Nigeria can also take advantage, the mutually beneficial space. Yes.
Thank you so much. We hope to see the benefit of all of this. Mr. Ademola Oshode, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Foreign Affairs. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, that is it for now from Paris, and it's back to you in the studio.
Committed to seeing the full operationalization of the Media and Information Literacy MIL Institute, for which it has been awarded hosting rights by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, stated this in Paris during a meeting with the UNESCO Assistant Director General for Communication and Information, Taufik Jalassi, on the sidelines of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's state visit to France. The minister was accompanied to the meeting, which held at the UNESCO headquarters, by Nigeria's ambassador and permanent delegate to UNESCO, Dr. Hajo Sani. Recalling his previous meeting with the UNESCO Assistant Director General for Communication and Information in 2023, Minister Idris reiterated Nigeria's gratitude for UNESCO for the honor of hosting Category 2 MIL Institute, one of the 5 proposed across the world. He said that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been very supportive of the takeoff process and has approved the release of all funds required for the immediate operationalization of the institute, which will be located in the Federal Capital Territory.
UNESCO hopes, and the whole world hopes, that will help in combating fake news, disinformation, misinformation, hate speech, to reduce it to the barest minimum. So this effort by UNESCO is a welcome development for Nigeria, and that is why Nigeria has decided to not just accept it, embrace it, but also to ensure that we host a very successful institute for the future generation.
Dr. Jalani described the imminent takeoff of the institute as being very timely, given the growing impact of misinformation, disinformation and hate speech around the world, as well as the increasing importance of and trusted internet among UNESCO's priorities.
Which has been started in order to have, hopefully next year, the UNESCO General Conference formally approve, through a vote by its 194 member states, approve setting up this global Media and Information Literacy Institute in Abuja. It will be a first of its kind worldwide, and we are delighted working with Nigeria on this very promising project.
They also discussed UNESCO's new guidelines for the governance of digital platforms, published in 2023, following a multi-stakeholder consultation that assembled more than 10,000 submissions from 34 countries. Nigeria is expected to domesticate the guidelines and ensure a safer and more responsible internet for all Nigerians. A prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development is possible with deliberate policies that prioritize youth involvement in critical areas of governance and planning. This was the central focus of the 2024 Extraordinary Summit of the African Union Youth Model Framework in Abuja. Speakers described the summit as apt given the many challenges confronting many countries in the continent, ranging from poverty, political instability and insecurity. They, however, expressed confidence in the ability of young people to play an invaluable role in the maintenance of international peace and security, a reason the United Nations in 2015 adopted Resolution 2250 on youth, peace and security, which the African Union ratified in 2020.
Very happy seeing their enthusiasm, seeing their passion, seeing their commitment to contribute to this exciting program to ensure that Africa achieve a peaceful and secured Africa.
Aligns perfectly with our administration's commitment to building a nation and continent that thrives on inclusivity, equality and sustainable progress.
Being exposed with the tools, the capacity and the skills that is needed as you grow in your various careers and hopefully you become a diplomat in your choice of field.
Both the youths are supposed to be part of it. We need the youths and also the women to be part of it.
The summit is an annual engagement of youth groups and partners across the continent to foster youth development, especially in peace and governance. Flooding triggered by 3 days of heavy rainfall has killed one person and displaced thousands in southern Thailand, with more days of rain expected.
The floods killed one student in Narathiwat province, displacing more than 2,700 persons. Wasan Shai Tawiwang, head of the local department of disaster prevention and mitigation, confirmed this. He says the prolonged rain has also forced the suspension of 65 local schools. According to the Thai Meteorological Department, a heavy rain warning remains in effect with continuous rain forecast across 70% of the province until early December. More than 500 soldiers and volunteers have been deployed to distribute relief kits and assist in evacuating residents to safer areas. Governor of Narathiwat, Rakul, told them, said a team has been set up to accelerate water drainage in affected areas. An employee at a clothing shop said flood water had ruined her inventory. While Thailand experiences annual monsoon rains, scientists say man-made climate change is causing more intense weather patterns that can make destructive floods more likely. Widespread flooding across Thailand in 2011 killed more than 500 people and damaged millions of homes around the country. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Voting got underway in Ireland on Friday in a general election in which the two centre-right coalition partners are neck and neck. And Chad has announced the termination its defence cooperation agreement with France.
Polls opened in the morning as voters choose new members of the 174-seat lower chamber of parliament. Final opinion polling put the three main parties, centre-right Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, and the leftist nationalist Sinn Féin, each on ground 20%. Counting is due to start Saturday morning with partial results expected throughout the day. Reports say a final result, however, may not be clear for days as EU member. Ireland's proportional representation system sees voters of eliminated candidates redistributed during multiple rounds of counting. In other news, Chad has announced its termination of defense cooperation agreement with France, a move its government claims is aimed at reasserting its sovereignty and recalibrating its international relations away from its former colonial ruler. The decision represents growing anti-French sentiments in Chad and the Sahel region, where France has been expelled from several former colonies. This decision, the Foreign Ministry spokesperson, Abdraman Kolamala, described as historic turning point, coming more than 60 years after the Central African nation gained independence. The statement highlighted Chad's intention to reshape its alliances in line with national priorities, though it stressed that the move would not undermine historical ties with France, as both nations committed to maintaining relations in areas of mutual interest. Elsewhere, Zimbabwe is spearheading a transformative digital health initiative to enhance healthcare access and efficiency through cutting-edge technology. At the heart of this effort is the Mpilo electronic health record system introduced by the Ministry of Health and Child Care to revolutionize data collection, patient management, and communication between healthcare providers and patients. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Still to come, but right after the break. Stay with us. The World Trade Organization General Counsel has reappointed Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala as Director General for a second term. The General Council of the World Trade Organization agreed by consensus to reappoint Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala as Director General for a second 4-year term, set to begin on 1st September 2025. Reports say the decision reflects broad recognition of her exceptional leadership and strategic vision for the future of the World Trade Organization. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala says she is deeply honored by the trusts and supports of the World Trade Organization General Council and its 166 members. She described it as a privilege to continue serving as Director General for a second 4-year term. She also said in recent years, the WTO has played a vital role in helping members navigate pressing global challenges, including the pandemic.
To the membership for the election to a second term, we have a full agenda to deliver for the people of this world that we are here working for and for the planet. It will be up to members to decide what they want to focus on. So yesterday in my statement, I made some suggestions, which is that I think that we should, in Geneva, try to deal with the legacy issues. Let us try to conclude on those negotiations that have been pending for some time and leave only 1 or 2 files for the ministerial. The dispute settlement system, if we've not completed. Agriculture, definitely need to make a breakthrough there because we're talking food security, we're talking livelihoods in many developing countries. Those are certainly 2 I would like to see.
I commend Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala for her outstanding leadership during her first term. Amid significant global economic challenges, she strengthened the WTO's ability to support its members and set a forward-looking agenda for the organization.
The federal government is introducing modern technology in food production to eradicate hunger and poverty among farming communities in Nigeria. This is coming as the government is adopting biotechnology agency in seed production in her national food security policy. Musa Baba Aliu has the details.
The application of biotechnology and genetic engineering in agriculture is gradually getting acceptance around the world. This is to produce seeds that are drought and pest resistant with high yield. Nigeria is also adopting the technology, and the National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency is saddled with the responsibility of promoting the technology.
The President's 8-point agenda, part of it is food secured country. And we are very much ready in terms of deploying science and technology to improve in terms of food technology, in terms of food supply in the country.
And members of the Islamic Green Club and Empowering Initiative visited the headquarters of the agency for 2 reasons. One is to have more ideas about the agriculture genetic engineering, and 2, to have broader knowledge on GMO food.
I urge us to address misconceptions about biotechnology, distinguishing genuine concerns from baseless fears. From IVF, that is and bone marrow transplant, to improve poultry and livestock breeds, science has continually improved our quality of life.
The federal government established the National Biosafety Management Agency with the responsibility of regulation and certification of the crops before they are released. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Magistrate Court of the Federal Capital Territory sitting in Kuje has acquitted the member representing about North and South Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Alex Ikweche, of assault charge preferred against him by the Inspector General of Police. Senior Magistrate Abubakar Umar held that the nominal complainant, having filed an application for withdrawal before the court, there was no need for the continuation of the matter as canvassed by the prosecutor. Chukunonso Nwabweze has the report.
At the resumed hearing, the defense counsel Odi Ajuike drew the attention of the court to an application for withdrawal dated 9th November 2024 and filed on the 19th of November 2024 by the nominal complainant. Relying on Section 355 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, ACJA 2015, which provides that where a complainant at any time before a final order is made in a case satisfies the court that there are sufficient grounds for permitting him to withdraw his complaint, the court may permit him to do so and thereupon acquit the defendant. Ajuike prayed the court to acquit the defendant of the charge. He cited judgments of the Supreme Court and Court of Appeal that conform with Section 355 of ACJA 2015 to support his prayer. The prosecution counsel Kabiru Yahaya in his submission opposed the prayer of the defense counsel, stating that once a complaint is reported to the police, same complaint cannot be withdrawn except by the discretion of the police. He said although Section 88 of ACJA 2015 empowered a complainant to make a complaint but does not contemplate or empower him to withdraw the complaint. He cited Shonoye versus the State 2015 and Adio versus the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2019, where the Court of Appeal ruled that the nominal complainant cannot apply to discontinue a charge, that it is only the prosecutor or Attorney General that can do so. He urged the court not to grant the prayer of the defense counsel, emphasizing the willingness of the prosecution on behalf of the state to go ahead with the matter to ensure that justice is served. In his ruling, Senior Magistrate Abubakar Umar held that the court, having noted and certified that the nominal complainant refused to appear before the court since the commencement of the matter, as well as his application for withdrawal, exhibits lack of interest in the matter. He therefore, in accordance with Section 355 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, struck out the matter and acquitted the defendant of the assault charge preferred against him by the Inspector General of Police. The defendant has been standing trial over allegations of assault and threat to life of an Uber driver. Chukunonso Nwabweze, NTA News.
Moving on, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations has continued to encourage practitioners to imbibe the spirit of selfless service to humanity as the reward brings satisfaction and fulfillment. Others came to the fore at the dinner and award night to round off the 2024 annual conference of the NIPR FCT chapter. Francis Udojo reports that the Executive Director of News, NTA, was among the awardees.
The annual conference commenced with the usual formal setting and a lecture titled Leadership and Economic Transformation. And now, the dinner and award night with its usual glamour, which brought together people of like minds, filled with the desire to help propagate the true essence of leadership. In the light of this, several organizations and individuals that have made their marks in charging optimum PR in their line of duties were awarded by the Institute. The Executive Director News NTA, Ayo Adeoye, bagged Exemplary PR Professional Award. Also, a foremost Nigerian comedian, Ali Baba, got automatic membership with Best Entertainer Award.
this will help for you to do more.
Not knowing that professional colleagues are watching, I'm most grateful for this recognition, and I want to believe that it will spur me to do better in upholding tenets of journalism profession.
I'm elated and I'm honored beyond my expectations, really. The PR have actually been the face and the perception that everybody knows about anybody at all. To the essence of PR, when Jesus asks his people, what do people say I am? What do you people think I am? You know, that's the core of PR management.
Apart from God, I dedicate this award to my husband. He's my #1 cheerleader. He's always supporting me.
Chairman of the occasion, who is the Director General of NASDA, Dr. Matthew Adepoju, described the NIPR event as a catalyst to effective leadership and economic transformation.
We are at a transformative stage, and it takes a transformative leader to do what the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is doing now, President Bola Tinubu GCFR. And this society, this institute, is one of the critical and important partners to help the government translate and communicate the government policies and programs to the citizenry so that they will understand.
In Abuja, Francis Udojo, NTA News.
Next is a quick check on Saturday's weather prospects. That's the news. Thanks for your attention. I am Comfort Fashion, and Precious Ozamena has been the sign language interpreter. Bye for now.